too many things are going this way, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that. Even down to my travel, I'm like, ooh, if it's like off, that flight ain't for me, or this ain't for me. Like,
You know, so then that was kind of like a hold up. You know what I'm saying? What's going on here? And
did that make you want to be a rapper more, or make you want to make more money to get it back?
Nah.
I'm not with him.
No.
Yeah. Not by choice, but, you know, I respect him.
Not by choice. That's all Angela Simmons needed to say when someone asked if she was single. And those 3 words told the whole story. Everybody could tell she was talking about Yo Gotti. But here's the wild twist. Fast forward to today, and the tables completely flipped. Now Gotti's the one chasing her down, trying to win her back after GloRilla embarrassed him live in front of the world. What IG never showed were the pricey gifts, those late-night calls, and the quiet rumors that had Angela pulling back months before that live stream. Remember when Gotti went public and put his crush on blast? Let's take it back to 2015, when Yo Gotti dropped down in the DM. That famous line had everybody talking. I just followed Angela Simmons. Boy, I got a crush on Angela Simmons. He didn't hold back at all, just straight up confessing it to the whole world. People were like, dang, Gotti really bold. He wasn't even trying to be slick. That bar became legendary, turning into this running storyline where he kept shooting his shot. And the wild part? Angela wasn't just anybody. She's Reverend Run's daughter, pure hip-hop royalty, basically untouchable. Yet here's a Memphis rapper daring to take it from a rap lyric to chasing a real-life romance. But what came next shocked everybody. By 2023, it wasn't just rumors anymore. Angela and Gotti finally went Instagram official. Angela even dropped a stunning pic of them together with the caption, "Yo, all I need." And from the outside, it looked locked in solid. Folks started calling them the hip-hop grown couple, like finally, an adult celebrity relationship that wasn't messy. But let's be real, IG always sells dreams. Behind those picture-perfect posts, insiders were already whispering that cracks were showing. The word in the streets? Angela felt like she was the only one really putting in the effort while things slowly slipped apart. One insider even claimed Angela felt like she was giving way more than she was getting back. Gotti's schedule was nonstop, and she started feeling like she just wasn't a priority anymore. And honestly, that tracks. Angela isn't some random +1. She's running fashion lines, fitness brands, and wanted stability, not just red carpets and photo ops. Meanwhile, Gotti's CMG label was exploding, and GloRilla was everywhere after FNF blew up. She was in the studio with him, hitting parties, and always around. At first, folks brushed it off as just business. But you know how the game goes. Whispers turn into rumors, rumors turn into headlines, and before long, the streets were talking loud. People started accusing Gotti of getting way too close to GloRilla, and then came the bombshell. She hopped on IG Live and flat out embarrassed him. Suddenly, Gotti's out here looking like he lost it all. Angela, that picture-perfect couple image, his whole fairy tale romance. Crazy thing is, it all started like a dream come true, a rapper's fantasy that actually turned into real life. And now, it's turned into one of the messiest breakups the internet has seen in a long time. But here's where things get real shady. This whole Gotti and Glo situation been loud without her even saying much. The internet's already been side-eyeing it heavy, pointing out how Gotti wasn't even treating her like just another artist on the label. Nah, Gotti wasn't acting like no regular label boss. He was moving like a man trying to lock something down for real. Remember when he pulled up with that brand new Maybach truck for Angela's birthday? We're not talking flowers, not a little cake. This was a $200,000 luxury SUV with a giant red bow on top.
Y'all doing? Come on over, man. Y'all whole squad, you know what I'm saying?
Angela hopped on Instagram hyped, saying, "You're the best." And the way she was glowing, you'd think he just proposed. Fans went crazy in the comments like, this ain't normal CEO behavior. And just when everybody thought the gifts couldn't get louder, boom, he hit her with the Audemars. I'm talking the 18-karat Audemars Piguet Royal Oak, about $60,000 shining on her wrist. That wasn't just spoiling her. That was a power move, a flex on every single person watching. Woo. But let's be real. You don't just hand out Maybachs and diamond watches unless there's some serious investment going on. People started piecing it together like, hold up. Is this just business or something deeper? One fan even commented, "Oh, she looks pretty. He buys her the nicest gifts and always speaks highly of her in interviews." And that's facts. Every time Gotti talked about her, it was like he couldn't help but brag. Half proud CEO, half man glowing over his girl's success. And it didn't stop at gifts either. Gotti was showing up for her big moments. He popped out at her birthday bash in Memphis, hit the stage right beside her, hyping her up like her #1 fan. This wasn't no quiet behind-the-scenes business move. This was loud, emotional, and way too personal. Gotti made it crystal clear he was riding for GloRilla, showing love openly, no hiding it. And even though Glo never came out dissing Angela or throwing shade, her presence was already loud enough. Loud enough that folks started whispering, "Hold up. If he's doing all this for Glo, what does that really mean for Angela?" Because actions always speak louder than words. And Gotti's actions had the internet buzzing nonstop. Meanwhile, Angela was posting something totally different on her Instagram story. She dropped this gem: "I want what wants me in all areas. What flows, flows. What goes, goes." And that wasn't just some random motivational post. That sounded like a woman quietly tapping out, telling the world without saying it directly that she was done. Angela's energy was clear, like, "I'm not about to fight for a man who's too busy giving his loyalty somewhere else." And insiders backed it up, saying Angela's not the jealous or insecure type. That's just not her style. But she's also no fool. She wasn't about to ignore those little red flags, even if they were just rumors floating around.
Who said your label paying off? You been working hard, Big Lo?
Oh my God, y'all.
At the end of the day, she wanted more reassurance, more of his time, more effort from Gotti. So when the breakup finally hit the fan, and GloRilla clowned Gotti on IG Live, leaving him looking completely lost, it all clicked. Those picture-perfect posts, just smoke and mirrors. And now Gotti's the one scrambling, chasing Angela back while the whole internet is tuned in like it's the hottest reality TV series. But here's the real twist. Angela's next move might flip the whole story upside down. Silence. That was Angela's power move. No rants, no messy shade, just calm vibes. And honestly, sometimes that speaks louder than anything else. If people were expecting her to drag Gotti through the mud, they had to be disappointed, because that's not her style at all. She didn't hop on live to rant, didn't sneak subliminals on IG. Instead, months back, she delivered what might have been one of the most graceful gut punches ever. When Angie asked if she was single, Angela smiled, paused, and said, "Not by choice, but you know, I respect him." Some stuff is better left unsaid. Again, much love and respect to him. He's doing his thing. I'm happy for him. Fans called it pure class, and some even said it sounded like the real closure moment. But now, after GloRilla's viral "I don't need no man" moment, and all the whispers of Gotti trying to win Angela back, those words, "not by choice," hit way different. It feels like a quiet revelation, like maybe she did want it to work, but he fumbled it. Some things are better left unsaid, but fans are connecting the dots, arguing that Angela knew way more than she ever let on, about Glo, about the label drama, about everything. Fast forward to today, insiders claim Gotti's been reaching out behind the scenes, but Angela's old interview now plays like a straight-up warning. She walked away with grace, with dignity, And now he's chasing a woman who already learned how to live without him. That calm little mic drop on Angie Martinez's show didn't seem like much back then. But now, after GloRilla publicly clowned him on live, fans are dragging those clips back up. And that's when things start getting even messier. Blog's been buzzing heavy. Word is, Gotti's out here trying to slide his way back in, sending Angela flowers and even leaning on mutual friends to patch things up. Some sites are claiming he's been all over her Instagram too, liking old posts, which, let's be real, is the classic "I miss you" move in 2025. And the internet? They're eating it alive. A whole crowd is clowning him, saying he went from chasing his dream girl to crawling back in straight-up embarrassment. Meanwhile, others are warning Angela to keep her distance, calling it nothing more than a desperate ex moment. But of course, the hopeless romantics are still out here rooting for him, reminding everybody that the two actually shared some real history together. After years of chasing her, some say maybe Gotti deserves a second shot. But either way, the switch-up is wild. He went from looking like the boss who bagged his dream girl to looking like the guy who fumbled her. And now he's scrambling, just as his whole situation with Glo crumbles in public. But here's the bigger question. Why is Gotti suddenly out here acting like he's ready to crawl back to Angela? Truth is, it might not be just about losing her. Word is, his entire empire feels shaky right now. We're hearing whispers, quiet but heavy, about a possible RICO case circling around CMG. And ever since the Young Dolph murder trial started making headlines again, Gotti's name keeps slipping into the conversations. Nobody in the industry wants their name tied to that type of mess. And you know how it goes. Where there's smoke, there's usually something cooking behind the scenes. Now picture it from GloRilla's angle. She's one of the hottest new rappers out, stacking festivals, endorsements, brand deals, all of it. The last thing she wants is to get caught up in some ugly legal drama linked to her label boss. No wonder she jumped on live and basically distanced herself, making it clear she's not sticking around. She's protecting that bag before anything blows up. Meanwhile, Angela's got her own plate full. She's a mom, she's a businesswoman, she's building a brand rooted in health, fitness, and positivity. Getting wrapped up in whispers of RICO cases and messy public drama? Yeah, that was never on her bingo card. That polished, respectful image Angela put out felt like her clean exit, a quiet way of saying she's steering clear of all that chaos. Meanwhile, Gotti's out here looking shook, single, possibly losing his hottest artist, and scrambling to protect the image he built. The twist? The same man who once flexed about finally winning over his longtime crush now looks desperate, trying to hold on as the entire internet watches his downfall in real time. And here's where it gets real juicy. Word on the streets is that Gotti's been pulling out every trick to win Angela back, moves so desperate people can't believe it's really him. We're talking flowers dropped at her door, late-night calls going unanswered, and even him trying to set up these secret one-on-one sit-downs just to beg for another shot. But guess what? Angela's not budging one bit. She's been locked in on her businesses, raising her son, and if you've been watching her moves lately, she's glowing in a way that screams unbothered. Some whispers even claim she might be entertaining new suitors on the low. But whether that's true or not, the message is crystal clear. She's not sitting around waiting for Gotti to finally get it together. And that's where the whole thing exploded. Because GloRilla's fallout with Gotti already made him look super weak in front of everybody. And once the internet clocked it, oh, they ran with it. When your own artist distances herself from you on live, that's bad enough. But when your own woman, the one you chased for years, the one you finally won, refuses to take you back, that's a double L. And honestly, fans are split right down the middle. Some are clowning him like, bro, you finally realizing what you lost, while others are still holding out hope for a reunion, saying maybe love will pull them back together. But let's keep it real. This doesn't look like no fairy tale comeback. This looks like a man watching his whole world crumble. Label drama, artist drama, and now clinging to Angela because she was the only stable piece he ever had. But the truth? Nobody really knows Angela's next move. She's been ghosting Gotti, not saying a word about the GloRilla mess, and instead putting all her energy into her son and her businesses. And sometimes silence screams the loudest. If Angela keeps ignoring him, we might be looking at one of the most public heartbreaks hip-hop has seen in years. And then there's GloRilla. She's pulled back too, leaving Gotti stranded right in the middle of the chaos he created himself. First, he was out here manifesting Angela for the world to see. Then, he got dumped in front of millions. And now he's chasing a woman who's clearly moved on with her life. That famous down in the DM bar that once felt like a fairy tale? Yeah, it's looking like that story might be closing its final chapter. And the whole culture is watching to see if Gotti can bounce back after a downfall this public. But one thing's for sure. When love, loyalty, and legacy collide in this game, nothing fades quietly. It's what's going to define how people remember this saga. And trust me, you don't want to miss what comes next, especially how Angela finally responds. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because this story is only getting messier from here.